Okay, friends. So today we are going to discuss about a experiment on a plus or minus 5 volt regulated power supply using the IC 7805 and 7905. Here, plus or minus 5 volt regulated power supply means it is also known as a dual power supply. In the electronics, we have number of the circuit where you require the positive voltage as well as we require the negative voltage. Correct? Now here we are going to design this circuit using this 3-terminal IC, that is a 7805 and 7905. In a previous semester, already you learned a different types of the regulated circuit. That first of all, already you have learned about a Zener regulator. Then we have discussed about a shunt regulator. Third one is a series voltage regulator. And then we have discussed about a voltage regulator. Using error amplifier. Correct? So these four types of the regulator circuit already you know. But here in this circuit, the selection of the component is very important. Designing of the circuit is very important. If you have not designed the circuit properly, then your regulator circuit will not work. Or if you have not selected a proper transistor, then also your regulator circuit will not work properly. So here whatever the circuit we have discussed, in that case we use a discrete component. Components like a transistor, Zener diode, and the resistors. So here the designing is very important. You should know the proper formula, then only you can design the circuit. But nowadays we have the technology where the ready-made regulated IC are available, and it is known as a 3-terminal voltage regulator. Three-terminal voltage regulator means this IC has only a 3-terminal. One terminal is for the input, second one is for the output, and the third one is for a ground. And when you are using this IC, then you don't require any external component. Directly the IC will give you your required regulated output voltage. Now when we are talking about the 3-terminal voltage regulator, then we have 3 categories of this IC. That in the first category, you have a positive voltage regulator. Then the second category is a negative voltage regulator. Third one is a adjustable voltage regulator. So 3 types of the IC are available, and according to your requirement you can select the IC. In positive voltage regulator, the most popular series is a 78XX. Now XX means it is a number, and that number is indicating the regulated output voltage of that IC. So when I will say that the IC number is 7805, then it indicates it is a used for plus 5 volt regulated output voltage. Then here we have a complete series 7806. This will give you a plus 6 volt. If I write a 7812, then this will give you a plus 12 volt. So 7-8 series is giving a regulated output voltage from plus 5 volt to a 18 volt. And the current capacity is also up to a 1 ampere. Then negative voltage regulator. For this negative voltage regulator, we have another series which is a 79XX. So again, here when we say 7905, then this will give you a minus 5 volt regulated output voltage. 7912, this will give you a minus 12 volt regulated output voltage. So different IC are available in the 79 series also. And these are known as a fixed voltage regulator. Remember, 7805 means it will give you a fixed plus 5 volt output voltage. But if you want a plus 3 volt or plus 4 volt, then it is not possible with the 78 series. You can boost up the voltage. Using this 7805, you can design a power supply of a plus 9 volt also and a plus 12 volt also. But you cannot have a lower voltage. So if I will use the 7812, then I can boost up the voltage from plus 12 volt to 24 volt. But using this 7812, I cannot design the I cannot design the circuit of a plus 5 volt regulator. So that is a limitation. So in this case, the third category is there, which is known as a adjustable voltage regulator. Whatever your requirement is there, suppose my requirement is not a 5 volt, not a 6 volt, but I want to make a power supply of a 5.5 volt or the 7.5 volt. Then here you can use this IC, that is a LM317. It is a most popular IC. No doubt, the number of the ICs are there, 317, 340, then the different IC is also there. You can use this IC where you can change the output voltage according to your requirement, and that's why it is known as a adjustable voltage regulator. Normally the 7805 means it is giving a plus 5 volt, and 7905 it is giving a minus 5 volt. So this plus minus 5 volt is normally used in a digital circuit. To operate the TTL IC, we require the plus 5 volt. So in that case, we can use this 7805. Then 7812 and the 7912. So it is giving a plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt. So when you are doing when you are designing the circuit with the operational amplifier, then this IC is 7912 and the 7812 is very useful for making a power supply for a operational amplifier. So in this way, we have the different IC and they are used for the different types of the application. Now if you look at the pin diagram of this 7815 and 7915, then it is like this. It has only 3 terminals. Pin number 1, 2 and 3 is there. Pin number 1, where you are applying the unregulated voltage, that is the input. Here pin number 1, we applied a unregulated input voltage. Correct? Pin number 2, here you can see pin number 2, so normally it is connected to the ground. and pin number 3 where we have a regulated output voltage. So here if it is a 7805, then my regulated output voltage will be of a plus 5 volt. If it is a 7809, then it will give you a plus 9 volt output. So in this way, this circuit, this IC has only a 3 terminal and you don't require any external component. Here if you look at the pin configuration of the 7905, then the first pin is nothing but it has to connect to the ground. Here the pin configuration of both the IC is different. Remember. So pin number 1 is a ground. Here we apply a unregulated input voltage to the pin number 2 and the pin number 3 we have a regulated output voltage. Correct? So when we are using this IC or when you are making the power supply, then you have to be careful about the pin number. The pin numbers are not identical in both the IC. Now, what is the advantage of this? So if you are talking about the 3-terminal IC, then the first advantage is easy to use. Easy to use. You don't require any kind of a calculation. You don't require any kind of a selection of a component. So here the second one that if we see, then it simplify the power supply design. That is another advantage. Third one, if you see, then it is very compact. Means that if you see the size of the IC, then it is very, very small. It is very compact. And cheap also. Means the cost of the IC is very, very small, because here we have, whenever we have a mass production of a component, then always the price will be very small. So here if you go to the market and you purchase, then the cost of the IC is hardly a 10 rupees. While you are making a power supply using a discrete component, then only the transistor, only whatever the power transistor you are going to use, that costs about a 20-25 rupees, and the rest of the component will be another cost. So within this 10 rupees, you will get a complete design of a regulated power supply. So it is very compact and cheap also. Okay? So they are very versatile. Whatever the voltage we want, accordingly we can have the selection of the IC. So these are the major advantage of using the 3-terminal IC. So in our experiment, we are going to use the 7805, which will give the plus 5 volt output voltage, and we will also use a 7905, which will give you the minus 5 volt output voltage. Okay friends, now look at the internal diagram of the 7805. So if you see this is actually simplified version of the circuit, and if you see, then it is nothing but it is a series voltage regulator with the error amplifier. Here the transistor Q1 is a series pass element. This is the series pass element, and this operational amplifier is working as your error amplifier. Here for the error amplifier we require a reference supply. So this Zener diode is providing a reference voltage. So here we have a reference supply, that is one of the input of your error amplifier. And another input to the error amplifier is through this feedback register R20 and R16. So these are a feedback register. So whatever the output voltage is there, from this output voltage, at the output voltage, we have connected the resistance R20 and R60 in series, and here if you apply the potential divider rule, that much amount of the voltage is given to the error amplifier. Error amplifier is amplifying the voltage between these two, that is a reference voltage, and whatever the sample of the output voltage is there. Accordingly, it will produce this output signal. Now it is given to the base of the transistor Q1, and here accordingly the output voltage of the error amplifier, the resistance of the transistor Q1 will increase or decrease. So basically whatever the series pass element is there, it is nothing but it is working as a kind of a variable resistor, so that your output voltage will remain constant. This is the pin number 1 of your IC, where we apply a unregulated input voltage. This is the pin number 2, where it is connected to the ground, and here we have pin number 3, where we have this output voltage. So if this input voltage is given, and here you are connecting the load at the V out when we are connecting the load, and if this output voltage will increase, so the voltage at this point, voltage given to the error amplifier will increase. Accordingly, the difference between the reference voltage and your feedback voltage will increase, so that the transistor here, the output of the error amplifier will be changed in such a way that the resistance of the transistor Q1 will increase, and therefore your output voltage will decrease. So in this way, whatever the function we have working of the series voltage regulator, same kind of the circuit is here. But here in this 7805, there are two more facilities there, and that is called a thermal shutdown. So whenever the temperature of this IC will be more than 175 degrees centigrade, then automatically the series pass element will be cut off. Remember, when the load current will be there, the load current is going to be passed in this way. Here, this is your input current. Now it is going to be passed through this. Correct? So basically, we have to protect the transistor Q1, and due to this high load current, the temperature of the IC is going to increase, and it is going to be monitored. It will be going to a sense by the sensor, and if it will be more than 175 degree, then automatically the transistor Q1 is going to be a cutoff. Same way, there is one more facility which is called a short circuit protection. Short circuit protection is there. So whenever the output of the IC means the positive terminal, negative terminal is going to be short out, then the very large amount of the current will flow, and it can damage the series pass element, it can damage the IC. So to protect this, one more circuit will be there inside the IC, which is known as a short circuit protection. It is not given here, but if you look at the detailed diagram of the 7805, then all these blocks will be there. Now here, how to connect this IC in the circuit? It is given. So we input, that is my terminal number 1, ground is your terminal number 2, and the V out is terminal number 3. Now when you are operating this, when you are using this IC, then you have to be careful that the voltage difference between this input voltage and the output voltage must be at least a 2.5 volt or more than 2.5 volt. Here this difference, remember that the Vi minus Vu must be a greater than 2.5 volt. Normally in the designing, we are keeping this as a 3 volt. Means if I want a plus 5 volt output, then at the input I have to provide a plus 8 volt. Then you will get a proper regulation in the IC. So if the difference will be less, then the regulation will be poor. But if the difference will be large, then the regulation will be there. Then here you can see in the connection the two capacitors are connected. One of the capacitor is connected at the input, another capacitor is connected at the output. So normally this capacitor here, this is connected, and this capacitor is required only when your regulator IC is away from your circuit. Means if the distance between your supply and your circuit is more than 5 to 10 centimeter, then you have to connect a capacitor C1. So basically it is used to suppress the noise. Whatever the noise will be there, because if there will be a long wire and the noise is going to be right over, so to suppress this noise, to filter out this noise, we have to connect the capacitor C1 and the capacitor C2. It is used for the transient current. It is used for a transient response. You can see. Means here when you are connecting the load at the output, when you are connecting the load, and if the load will be suddenly changed, then the transient current will be there, and suddenly your output voltage will either increase or decrease. So to keep this output voltage constant, here we are connecting one more capacitor so that your transient effect is going to be suppressed by this capacitor C2. Correct? And the pin number 3 is always connected to the ground. So basically whenever the pin number 2 is connected to the ground, then we have a voltage between the pin number 2 and 3 will be a plus 5 volt. Remember, and you will get a plus 5 volt regulated output. But if I want a more than plus 5 volt, means I want to make a power supply of a 7.5 volt or a 9 volt, then you can add a two external component resistance between the pin number 2 and 3, and that the output voltage we can change. Here you can see this diagram. So if we have a 7805 IC, this is 7805, this one is my ground pin, this is my input voltage, and here we have this output voltage. Now across this output you can connect one resistance and another resistance which is connected to the ground. You can say it is a R1, R2, and whatever the ground terminal is there, it is connected to the junction of a R1 and R2. Now we know that the pin between the pin number 2 and pin number 3, always we have a plus 5 volt, correct? And we can boost up this voltage by introducing the resistance R1 and R2. Now here you can see there is a potential divider circuit, and we can write this output voltage. Remember, using the potential divider rule, you can write this output voltage, and that is equal to a V reference into a 1 plus R2 by R1. And my reference voltage is nothing but it is a 5 volt, so 1 plus R2 by R1. So using this formula, you can select a value of R2 and R1 so that your output voltage will be more than 5 volt. So you want to design a regulator for the 9 volt, 10 volt, 12 volt. Accordingly, you can change this ratio. You can change this ratio of R2 R1, then your output voltage. So in this way, the 7805 can be also used to getting a higher regulated voltage. But the thing is that you have to be careful that I already mentioned that the difference between the input and the output voltage must be a 2.5 or 3 volt or more than 3 volt to get the proper regulation. The input voltage here given to the 7805 is from a 7.5 volt to a 35 volt. Remember, more than 35 volt you cannot apply, otherwise your IC is going to damage and you will get a plus 5 volt. So when we are using this IC, when we are designing the regulator, then we have to see my unregulated voltage should not be more than 35 volt and at least there should be a difference of a 3 volt between the input and output, so you will get a proper output voltage. Okay, now look at this a circuit diagram. This is a experimental circuit for getting a plus or minus 5 volt output voltage, and in this circuit you can see at the input we have a rectifier circuit. This is my rectifier and this part is my filter circuit, and here this is your regulator part. This is the regulator part and this part is for the characteristics to obtain the load regulation or a line regulation. Correct? Okay. Now here if you see the rectifier circuit, then there are 4 diodes. Here we want a plus 5 volt as well as a minus 5 volt. Means there is a rectifier. There are 2 types of the rectifier. One of the rectifier is producing a positive voltage, another rectifier is producing a negative voltage. So here if you look at the diode D1 and if you look at the diode D3, this D1 is there and the D3 is there, and the cathode of both the diodes are connected here. You can see this is one of the rectifier and they are connecting here, and at this point you will get a positive voltage due to the diode D1 and D3. Now if you see the diode D2 and D4, this D2 and the D4, they are connected with the reverse polarity and their anodes are connected together, and here from this point if you see, then you will get a negative voltage. Then capacitor C1 and C2 are used for the filtering purpose. Correct? Here my transformer voltage is 7.5 volt, so approximately if you measure this voltage it will be a round about 8.5 volt will be there, roundabout, but you can measure in the experiment. So here this positive voltage is given to a 7805 IC. The pin number 2 is connected to a ground. Here we have a center tap transformer, it is connected to the ground, and across this we have a plus 5 volt. Then whatever the negative voltage is here, this negative voltage is given to the IC 7905, and between the pin number 3, 1 and 3, here you can see the pin numbers are not identical for both the IC, and if you see the voltage between the pin number 1 and 3, you will have a minus 5 volt, and this is your ground. So here we have a regulated supply of a plus or minus 5 volt. Now, to obtain the characteristics, load regulation or a line regulation, what we have to do, that output. So first of all, we have to find out a load regulation of a positive voltage, that is a plus 5 volt. So in that case, you can connect this terminal to this characteristic curve. Here we are connecting the ammeter, and across the load we connect the voltmeter. Through this potentiometer you can change the current. So by changing the current, you can set the current for a 10 milliampere, 20 milliampere, 30 milliampere, go up to 100 milliampere, and measure what is the output voltage, and from that you can obtain the load characteristics. After that you have to obtain a load characteristics of your negative supply. So in that case, what you can do, that this terminal is connected here. That minus 5 volt is connected to this characteristic curve, and whatever the ground, this ground and this ground is there, it is a common. So now here you will find a negative voltage. Again in a negative regulator, you change the current 10 milliampere, 20, 30, go up to 100 milliampere, and correspondingly measure what is the output voltage. So separately, you have to find out what is the load regulation of a plus 5 volt supply and what is the regulation of a minus 5 volt power supply. Okay? So this is the experiment. Now in a second part of the experiment, you have to obtain a line regulation. Remember. So in a line regulation, what we have to do, we have to change the line voltage. Means whatever the 230 volt we apply, here actually there is a correction. This is 32 volt. So normal voltage is by a 230 volt. Correct? And we are keeping a current constant. So if we see the observation table, if you look at the observation table for the line regulation, then what you have to do, first of all you have to keep a 230 volt. Here at the input, we have to connect a variac. Remember, here at this point, the variac is connected. Variac means it is a variable transformer. Variable transformer is there. We apply a 230 volt, and we are setting this RL so that the 100 milliampere current will pass. For the 100 milliampere, whatever the output voltage is there, that we have to note down. It is called a V normal. It is my V normal voltage. Then we increase the line voltage by amount of 20%. Through this variable transformer, here we have to apply a voltage of 230 plus 20%. 20% means 230 plus 46, so it is a 276 volt. Approximately it is a 276 volt you have to set at the input. Then again you set the RL so that my load current is remain constant at a 100 milliampere. At that time you have to measure the output voltage, and this output voltage is known as a V maximum. It is known as a V maximum. Then you change this line voltage by 20%, means you apply 230 minus 20% of this, so 230 minus 46, that much amount of the voltage you set in the transformer. Again you keep this load RL for the 100 milliampere and measure the output voltage. It is known as a V minimum. Then the formula for the line regulation is this. Line regulation in percentage, if you are talking, then it is a V maximum minus V minimum divided by a V normal and multiplied by 100. So in this way, you can obtain the line regulation for a positive voltage as well as for the negative voltage. So in this experiment, you have to find out a load regulation as well as the line regulation of your a dual voltage power supply, that is a plus minus 5 volt regulated power supply. Now we will perform the experiment.
So here you can see the experimental board for plus or minus 5 volt regulated power supply. In this board you can see here we have a transformer, then the diode D1, D2, D3, D4, they are used for the rectification. Here the diode D2 and D4 is providing a positive voltage. It is given to a 7805, and diode D1 and D3 is there, that is producing a negative voltage which is given to a IC 7905. These two capacitors are used for the filtering purpose. Here we have a 7805 IC that you can see, and this one is a 7905 IC. So output of the 7805, which is giving you a plus 5 volt, we have a common ground, and the output of the 7905 is giving you a minus 5 volt. These are the connection for connecting the load and measuring the voltage and the current passing through this load. Now we will connect the circuit. So here we have connected a experimental board, and meters, load, everything is connected. Now if you look at the board, then whatever the positive voltage is there, unregulated voltage, it is given to the 7805 through this wire. Then here we have a common ground. Then we have connected this for measuring the current, and this meter is connected for measuring the voltage. So this is my current meter, and this one is the voltmeter. The load means it is a potentiometer. It is connected across this at this point as well as at this point that you can see. So this is the connection for a experimental board. Now if we switch on and look at this, what is the output voltage? So you can see the output voltage is a plus 5 volt, but the current is 0. So there is some problem with the connection of the load that we will see. Okay, now we switch on the power supply. You can see the voltmeter reading is 5.08 volt and the load current is 7.22 milliampere. Now through this load you can change the value of the load current. Here you have to start from a 0 milliampere, and for the 0 milliampere you can open the load. So here if I will remove the load, then the load current is 0. So it is a 5.09 volt, and that is known as the VNL, voltage with no load. Now we are connecting a load, so there will be a flow of the current. Here it is a 5 milliampere is there, and the voltage is 5.08. Now we will change this current from 10 milliampere to 100 milliampere. So you have to take the observation for 10, 20, 30. So this is a 10 milliampere. Voltage is still 5.07. Now you increase this voltage, a 20 milliampere, 20, 21, 24, 30, then 40, and you will find the voltage is slightly go on decreasing. And here if this current is a 100 milliampere, This is for a 66, 68, 70, and almost now it is reaching to a 100 milliampere, correct? And this voltage is your A voltage with full load. So in this way you change the current from 0 to 100 milliampere and measure the voltage. So this is about your positive voltage regulator. Now to obtain the characteristics for a negative voltage regulator, so we will connect this negative voltage to the circuit. Here this is a rectifier negative output voltage. It is connected to this IC 7905, and here we have a output terminal of this a negative voltage regulator. So connect this wire here. Now it is given to this, and you will find the negative voltage is there in the voltmeter and the negative current is there in a current meter, correct? So again you perform this experiment for a different value of the load current. You start with this no load, and no load means to open this load. Here we have opened the load, the current is 0, and the 4.99 is my voltage with no load. Now we are connecting the load and the current is 5 milliampere. You change this current by changing the position of the potentiometer and increase this current in step of 10 milliampere, that you can see 10 milliampere, then the 20 milliampere, correct, and go up to 100 milliampere. For different value of this, we note down this voltage, correct? 52 milliampere is there. Now it is 70 milliampere, 100 milliampere. The voltage is 5.02, and this is my A voltage with full load. So in this way you go on changing the current and obtain the load regulation for the power supply.